But when my grandson Gary said that you wouldn't have a single new Pokemon by the time you got to Viridian City, I bet him $1 million that he'd be wrong.
Well, money isn't everything, right?
Oh.
What is up, broke-ass Timmies? Welcome back to my channel, Strawberry Pokemon. My name is Kira. Today, I've got a little bit of a different video for you guys. I have been a little MIA because I've been very busy. I'm vending at the mall again, selling my art. So I don't even really have a lot of time to be making this video right now, but I really wanted to make this video today because it's just been something that's been on my mind, especially ever since I watched Opossum Bud's most recent video where he was talking about getting blocked out of the hobby, essentially like people feeling like they've been blocked out of the hobby, priced out of the hobby, whether you're new or you're not new. There's quite a lot of people feeling that way at the moment, and I've actually gone through that feeling before. So I completely understand. And I feel like I have some, just some advice, some tips I want to share as like someone who's been here for quite a long time. And I know we shit on new people a lot here, but I'm not shitting on new people who want to get in here and actually enjoy the hobby and collect and, get back into Pokemon. I shit on the new people who think they're going to come in here and make $1 million in like a year or two. Or that come in here and all they really care about is money. They don't really like Pokemon. All they really like is money. Those are the people we shit on. But no, if you're genuinely getting back into the hobby for the first time in a while, this is probably one of the worst times to get back into it. But I don't want to discourage you from doing so. If you genuinely love Pokemon, welcome. Welcome. This is the land of Timmies. Welcome to the land of the broke-ass Timmies. A place where sealed product is essentially non-existent and common cards are appreciated. This hobby is extremely overwhelming at all times, okay? The slogan, "Gotta catch them all," is a fucking lie. You can't catch them all. You physically cannot catch them all. So just get that through your head. That's the first thing you have to accept. Nobody can, okay? There's too many fucking cards. There are some cards that are completely out of reach for everybody. They're millions of dollars. You physically cannot catch them all. So just accept it now, and everything moving on from here will be much easier. Hence why my bio says, gotta catch some of them. Gotta catch some of them. So, all right, let's jump into our tips for today, okay? The first tip I have for you guys today is to stay away from these two things, okay? First, stay away, far away right now, from sealed product. Yes, I'm aware half the fun of Pokemon cards is actually opening the packs. Yes, I'm aware. But unless you want to literally light your money on fire and throw it to the wind, there is absolutely no reason to be opening sealed product right now. If you are lucky enough to find sealed product on the store shelves at MSRP, then, buy away, rip away, but please, please do not buy sealed products at triple MSRP or even double. Do not buy from scalpers. That's a surefire way to not enjoy the hobby. I'm just going to tell you that right now, because if you're going to spend, let's say, $30, $35 on a poster collection that has 3 packs in it, and you get nothing out of those packs, probably, you're gonna be sitting there thinking, why the fuck did I just spend $30, $10 a pack to pull nothing that I actually wanted? Most times, guys, okay, this is just the truth of the opening packs, okay? It is gambling. You are gambling a bit. You're taking a risk. You're spending money, and sometimes it works out. Hey, every now and then, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna stay with me, okay? The chances of you pulling the cards you actually want from, each set are super astronomically low. I know it sucks, but that's how it is. So, when cards are affordable, yes, I understand ripping packs, taking that gamble for $5 a pack, whatever. But $10 to $20 a pack, we've now reached a point where it's like you're just kind of wasting your money and it's not really worth it. This is all my opinion, of course, okay? But I want to tell you guys something. I think this is important context. Maybe I have the worst luck ever out of anyone that's ever existed in the Pokemon hobby. But in my entire life, I've been opening Pokemon cards my entire life since I was 6 years old. Okay, like over 20 years now, I've been opening Pokemon cards. I have pulled exactly 2 chase cards. When I was very young, I believe it's a 2004 or 3 card, I pulled a Rayquaza EX. I still have it. Back then, EXs were the big hit, the big chase, the big thing you could get. And Rayquaza EX was one I really wanted, so I considered that a chase. That was the only time during my childhood that I ever pulled anything good. The second time was literally this year. I bought a $20 collection box at Target, and I didn't know what packs were in it, but I saw that it was Sword and Shield, so I bought it. It had 2 Fusion Strike packs in it, and I pulled the Gengar VMAX by some miracle. That is literally the only 2 times in my entire life that I've ever pulled something I actually fucking wanted. And just to put the perspective into that for you, I've opened Pokemon cards probably the same amount as any other average collector in the hobby. I don't open hundreds of packs at a time or any bullshit like that. I just am a casual collector. I'll pick up packs here and there, right? Just to put that in perspective for you. Maybe I have horrible luck, but the odds are bad. So my advice to you guys is really truly to not throw your money away in the hobby by buying this overpriced sealed product right now, okay? It's not a good financial decision, and it's definitely a surefire way to not be having fun right now. That's my opinion, but I'm just saying. There's more ways to have fun than to dumping all your money into overpriced sealed product where you're probably not going to get the cards you want anyway. Sometimes you get lucky. I'm not going to deny. Like, sometimes you do get lucky, but most of the time you don't. So, put your money elsewhere in this hobby so that you can have a good time. Eventually, the market will return to normal and products will be being released and sitting on the shelves again. So whenever that happens, feel free to get back into the sealed product thing, ripping the packs. But for now, I advise you to stay away. The second thing to stay away from is the super hype overpriced FOMO cards. The cards that everyone has deemed valuable and expensive. The issue is once those cards initially hit the market, take the Surging Sparks Pikachu for example, some people spent upwards of $500 on that card when it released. And this has happened, I could take hundreds of cards as this example, but we're just going to go with this one because it's the most common one used lately in the hobby, and it's one of the more recent crashes. So yeah, this card came crashing down. Most people who claimed that they loved this card don't actually love this card. They loved the card because it was expensive, and that is something that you're going to see quite a lot in this hobby. There are cards out there that people don't actually really like. Okay, a lot of people, I argue to say most, don't actually like these cards. They like that they're expensive. They like that other people have told them they should like these cards. Do not convince yourself that you love this card so much simply because everybody else does or it's expensive. Those are 2 things I would stray from if you actually want to have fun here in the hobby. So what should you be doing, right? We can't open sealed product. We shouldn't buy the expensive shiny cards. What should we be doing? The very first thing you should do is ask yourself, why are you in this hobby? Why are you here? If the answer is somewhere along the lines of because it's valuable, then this is not the video for you. Because you're not here to have fun, you're here to make money. So I think whether you're new here or not new here, this is something everybody should think about and kind of get a grip on. Why are you in this hobby? If the answer is just because you love Pokemon and you've always loved Pokemon or whatever, great. If the answer is I don't even fucking know, that's something you need to figure out before you start dumping more money into the hobby, right? 2, do not fall for the FOMO. And I touched on this a little bit already, but you do not need the brand new, shiniest, most expensive cards or products that are releasing that everybody's hyping up, that you're seeing all over Instagram and YouTube. Again, most people don't actually like these things. They just like that they're expensive and that they can make money off of them. Try not to pay attention to it too much. There's always going to be cards that are like hyper FOMO'd and hyper inflated. Try to stay out of the mob mentality of things. It's going to make your life more enjoyable here in this hobby space. And one of my biggest tips for you guys, this brings us to number 3, is to educate yourself. There is so many Pokemon cards. So many. And there's a lot of cards that are still extremely affordable that no one's paying attention to. There's always going to be cards that no one's paying attention to because everyone's so hyper-focused on something else. And that always happens. That's literally going to be something that happens forever in the hobby if you're new here. And even if you're not new here, like even if you just, I still find cards that I didn't even know existed and I've been here forever. Do yourself a favor and educate yourself on what cards are out there, because there's millions of different cards out there. If you go on Google and search any set name, right, any set name, card list, you will get a visual card list of just about every single set. You can scroll through, pick out all your favorites. I like to just scroll through and make a list of ones I want to pick up from every set. Whether it's for the artwork, maybe it's one of my favorite Pokemon artists, or maybe it's one of my favorite Pokemon and I just want it in my binder. But there's so much out there that is still affordable and still just so beautiful and fun to collect, fun to pick up, won't break your wallet. I'm not going to give any examples today. Of course, I have some in mind, but I'm not here to hyper shill cards, so let's continue. My next piece of advice for you guys is kind of two things, right? It's pay attention to the condition of the cards that you're picking up, and don't be afraid of different languages. If you are planning to put a card in a binder, then please, you do not need to worry about it being in perfect condition. I frequently pick up things like highly played, moderately played cards simply because the price, especially with vintage cards, the prices for a near mint or perfect card are way more expensive than something like a moderately played card that maybe has whitening around the edges or shit like that. The only thing I don't fuck with collecting as far as condition goes is like creases. I don't really love when there's a crease across the card. But if there's hollow scratching or whitening around the edges, I don't give a fuck. It's just going in my binder anyway. I just want it so I can look at it. You know what I mean? Like, I just want it so I can look at it and maybe hold it sometimes. So I don't really care too much what condition it's in, you know? And I just want to give you guys that advice too, like maybe let go a little bit of needing it to be in perfect condition. If you can find a card in really good condition for a good price, go for it. If you really love the card though, it really shouldn't matter what condition it comes in as long as it's not like been through the washing machine. So I still have cards from my childhood that have been through the washing machine and I still love them. And I just want to highlight the different languages as well, because there are literally cards. Okay, for example, let's use Gengar and Mimikyu Tag Team. Everybody loves this card, right? Everybody loves tag teams all of a sudden, and everybody loves Gengar and Mimikyu, so let's use this card as an example. I am not trying to hyper shill this card. Don't come for me. In English, this card, in a decent copy, right, it's like $200-ish. In Japanese, it's closer to $60. And we can take it a step further. In Chinese, it's closer to $25. If you really just love the card, the language also shouldn't matter too much, right? I understand some people like to be able to read the card or whatever. I mean, it's kind of a silly argument because you could easily just go on Google and look at the English picture to see what it says. But if you really love the artwork of this card and you really just like love the card itself, like, you know, just, you don't need to have a perfect English copy or a perfect whatever language is super overhyped at the moment copy. Right now it's English. A couple years ago it was Japanese. It changes sometimes. All I'm trying to say is if there's a card you really want to have and it tends to be more expensive in English, there are ways you can get it without spending hundreds of dollars. This brings us to our last tip, guys. Number 5. Just have fun, okay? Just have fun. You're picking up singles. What should you do with them, right? What do I do? What do I do from here? I say have fun, okay? Because what I like to do, guys, personally, is make like themed binders. Yeah, I have some master sets. I haven't been master setting for quite a long time because of like all the price booms and everything. And all my master sets are vintage era sets. But let's be real here, guys. Getting every single card from every single set is very difficult to do, especially when there's a couple of cards from every single set that are super overhyped. I can give you guys an example from my own personal collection if you'd like. I have almost missing one card. It does hurt, I'm not gonna lie. This is a master set I've been working on for many years, guys, okay? And that is my EX Team Rocket Returns master set, one of my favorite sets of all time. It got extremely hyper boomed with the new Team Rocket set coming out, and that was super disappointing. But it doesn't really matter because I have almost all of the cards already. I'm missing exactly one card, and that is the Mudkip Gold Star. So, as you guys know, that card is not cheap. We're talking like, I'm probably gonna have to put out like $800 to $1,000 for that card one day. So, that's my point to you guys. Master setting is not always the way to go. It's gonna take you a really long time, and there's always gonna be those couple of cards that hold you back from really completing the set and giving you that like satisfaction of like having a completed set. So instead of trying to do that, what I recommend you do, just to have fun in the hobby, is to make themed binders, okay? And that means you can have a water type binder, a fire type binder, a gym leader binder, a trainer binder, a fucking Pikachu binder, because there's a million Pikachu cards. You can even just make themed binder pages. You know, I've been having a lot of fun doing that right now. Shout out Peeplop on Instagram. I'm gonna put their Instagram handle right here. They make amazing binder pages. Go follow them if you want to see more about their binder pages, because it's amazing. In my own personal binder, I have a Team Rocket themed page right now. I'm working on my Team Rocket binder right now. Yeah. And you see how I'm able to incorporate common cards as well that I love to make the binder. And it still looks good. It still looks good. It still looks really nice. I'm still missing a couple cards that I need to put in here, like my Jesse and James trainer card and stuff like that. But it looks really good, even just with the common cards in it. Like, I strategically put Team Rocket's Arbok and Weezing from Destined Rivals right under the Jesse and James poster, and it looks great. There's just so many ways, okay, that you can have fun. You can make pages of, like that. You can make Team Rocket, Team Aqua, Team Magma, Team Skull, all those teams. You can make pages for them. I have a whole Misty page. I have a Brock page. You can make pages for your favorite trainers, pages for your favorite Pokemon. I've got, you know, a Mew and Mewtwo page. I've got a Flareon page. And I'm just having fun because it gives me sort of a purpose of like what to buy, what to look for, what to collect, and not just always be buying random stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm having like so much fun doing that. It's just fun to like actually walk into a card store or a card place and know what you're looking for. You can also just collect your favorite artists in the hobby. Like, my favorite artist personally is Atsuko Nishida. I have a bunch of slabs of Atsuko Nishida. I'm gonna make a slab wall of a bunch of cards that she's drawn. If your favorite artist is like Arita or something, you can have a whole Arita binder. There are some artists in the hobby who have been here since the start of it and have drawn for like tons and tons of sets. They've just drawn tons of cards. You can have a whole binder for some of these artists. My advice to you guys is just to collect what you love. If you have favorite Pokemon, that is actually a really fun way to do it. Just have fun, you know? Pick up the things you love, make fun binders. It's literally, it feels like scrapbooking to me sometimes. Like, you're just sitting down and like piecing things together, and it's fun, it's relaxing. I've been having a blast. This is one of the most fun times for me that I've ever had in the hobby personally, despite it being, you know, what it is at the moment. And before I go, I just want to mention there's also other things to collect other than cards that are like really fun. The little toy figures. You know, you can build yourself an entire like Kanto or Johto region, like finding figures for every single Pokemon. Bandai has been making these cute like Pokemon model kits that I've been having fun building. There's Pokemon Funko Pops, there's Pokemon postcards. The postcards are super fun for me to collect as well. There's Pokemon plushies. Once you get into that though, there's no turning back, so just be careful with the plushies. But yeah, there's so much to collect in Pokemon, and there's so many ways to have fun with it. So I really hope that you guys are able to, you know, figure out a way to have fun in the hobby still. You can totally still have fun here. And I just wanted to make a video, you know, letting y'all know that. But for real, do your research. Figure out what cards you want, make lists. That's the best way to go about it. Hope you guys could take any piece of advice away from this video today, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Woke ass Timmies.